Welcome to The Point. I'm Paulette Moore. Today we visit the Blue Ridge Wildlife Center in Boyce, Virginia. Here, wildlife biologist Peggy Coontz takes in sick and orphaned animals. She nurses them back to health and then releases them back into the wild. We'll talk to Peggy and meet her feathered and furry friends. And that's The Point.
The animals that are in the yard are animals that are recovering from either just being a young orphan or recovering from some injury. And this is where they get acclimated to the outside world, temperature-wise, weather-wise, until they are ready to be released.
What animals are in what cages?
There are two young raccoons. One is recovering from injuries, and one is just a young orphan. One actually fell out of a tree, which is rather unusual for a raccoon.
Oh.
And he goes by the name of Plop. Because that's exactly what he did, almost right in front of a human being.
Really?
And that's why he was recovered so quickly. And so Plop is perfectly fine, and his roommate is fine as well, and they are scheduled for pre-release training in a matter of days. We think he must have just been asleep and literally just rolled over and fell out of the tree.
And just fell out of the tree?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Plop.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a young possum in this cage, and that is a very special animal. He's one of our educational animals that cannot go back to the wild. He's a tiny little thing. Well, as possums go, he's tiny. TW. Yeah, that's his koala bear.
TW has a little koala bear. Okay, this is TWO. Look at his little pink feet.
Oh, where are you going, badness? Oftentimes, he will bite things, but not out of aggression, just out of, hey, what's that? Can I eat it?
Right, like a child, really.
And it's like, no, you can't eat it, so take it out of your mouth.
And his hair, can I touch his tail?
Sure.
Oh, it's like a snake.
Yeah, here, and watch, feel how it'll...
Oh, it
you can
curls
feel the
around
pressure.
you.
Yeah. When they get very, very frightened, they just sort of shut down. And again, being a passive animal, that's one way to make sure that whatever was bothering you will hopefully go away because you're no longer any fun, or you no longer pose a threat. And it on many occasions, I have had reports as well as myself. Picked up the possum with the shovel, unceremoniously drove it to, or hauled it to the back of the yard or something and dumped it out, only to have it run away as soon as you dump it off the shovel. And you're like, oh, sorry, I thought you were dead. The whole continent of Australia is filled with kangaroos, wombats, wallabies, koalas, and this... the Virginia possum is the only marsupial that we have in all of North America. So, incredibly unique animal. Should be giving all sorts of accolades for being the most unique mammal to walk across, a Virginia highway. But unfortunately, they get sort of thought poorly of, and yet they, again, so incredibly unique. The wildlife biologist's role is to know the animals, to know what they need. The veterinarian's role is to provide the medical assistance. When the animal comes home and it needs a special type of housing, like it needs to be on a gravel floor and have shallow water or high perches or whatever, that's what the wildlife biologist does. We're the home decorators, the physical therapists. We provide the right food and that sort of thing. The animals that go back to the wild have to be almost perfect. It's tough to be a wild animal, and to send somebody back with any type of handicap would be really irresponsible. So there are, of course, a large percentage, maybe about 30%, that the animals that come in that unfortunately have to be euthanized. But then there are occasions where an amazing predator, like a red-tailed hawk, as an adult animal, makes a misstep and fractures its wing. And if, with the magic of our brilliant veterinarian, Dr. Burwell, she gets that wing repaired, and then through physical therapy, we get the wing functioning beautiful. we get that animal right back out in its habitat. It picks up right where it left off. Then we are actually maintaining the balance of nature. Our first year, I came on as a wildlife biologist to provide the day-to-day care. Mm-hmm. We provided care to approximately 200 injured and orphaned animals. We are on our 4th year, and we're over probably 500 or 600 animals that we're providing care to now.
Oh.
So 14 years and older, we have volunteers that come out and assist with the actual care of the animals. And that is very rewarding for us and I think the volunteers. And so that's one way that the public can get involved. Mm. And also we are a private nonprofit organization, and it does take money. It takes a fairly large chunk of money to keep all these unique animals well fed. We have to find food items that are just like their food items in the wild, and that can be kind of pricey. So we do need financial contributions to keep the center going. I'm going to probably need some room, or you guys are going to get hit in the head.
Okay. Lamont, he's huge.
I know.
Oh, he's beautiful.
I know. Well, watch. Get away from the car so you don't hit anything.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
Here, let me make sure he has room to spread out for a sec. There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, look at his eyes.
He is quite handsome. He was found as an orphaned chick all the way down in like the Richmond area. And individuals, very caring people, but just unfortunately unaware, took Lamont to their home, and of course he wasn't Lamont then, he was just a baby owl,
right? And
raised him up in their house. Lamont did not have any exposure to the world of owls, and he genuinely believes he's a person. And so it is unfortunately vital that he never go back to the wild, for his own health and safety, and for the health and safety of humans, because when he gets stressed, he will come to people for assistance, and it would be very scary to have this big owl say, you know, drop in the middle of your picnic lunch or something and think he was getting snacks. He would not know to avoid probably predators that other owls would know to avoid. He would also probably be attacked by others of his own species because he would be acting in an odd way. And the power of this beak can snap a turtle shell in two, so you probably don't want your fingers anywhere near there.
Do what you gotta do, Lamont. Take as much space as you need. I mean, his head is just incredible. It's so beautiful.
He is just magical to look at. And one of the ways that we know that he has accepted life in captivity, certainly we can't ask him, hey Lamont, how do you like life? Are you okay with this? Well, his feather condition is immaculate. He is beautiful from top to bottom. He eats all of his meals. In his cage, he is calm and quiet and relaxed. So, as clearly as speaking to us, he is telling us that he is fine with this new role. We would never put an animal in the situation to help us with education and to be a permanent resident if it was not comfortable in its new role.
And if they were not comfortable, the coat would be kind of falling out, and
or feathers would be broken,
because they would be thrashing around. Lamont, you found a happy home.
Quite a treasure.
He is a treasure.